god.
What?
Oh my god, no.
What? You're starting to scare me.
I think I know why they sent us out to the middle of nowhere.
Oh, shit.
It had been a little over an hour since we left a small farm outside of Douglas, Wyoming. It had been a long night surrounded by jackalopes, but we managed to make it through unscathed. Once we were back on the main roads, we finally got cell phone service again, so I was just browsing the internet when a breaking news story caught my eye.
Lucas, what's wrong?
Pull over.
What?
Pull over.
Okay. You're seriously scaring me. What is going on?
The town of South Tahoe Lake has woken up to an unimaginable tragedy this morning. Details are still unclear, but it appears that in the early hours of the morning, an unknown assailant killed at least 20 in the maternity ward at Barton Memorial Hospital. We can confirm that some of the victims were, tragically, newborn infants. Police have not disclosed any potential suspects, but claim that due to an unexplained malfunction, the hospital's security cameras were unable to get any footage of the attacks. They're asking for anyone with information to come forward.
Oh no. This can't be happening.
It's on every news site. It's national.
It happened last night?
Right while we were busy with the jackalopes, yeah.
And they even said cameras weren't working. No way in hell this is just a coincidence.
The sleeper wanted us out of the way.
It has to be them.
And even if not, with the cameras, it's still probably something. God, if the sleeper isn't the only one out there capable of this, we've got bigger problems.
Fuck!
We should have stopped them.
Could we have stopped them? God, I'm so fucking sick and tired of waiting around and letting this fucking monster toy with us.
Yeah.
We need to find them. Now.
Stopping the sleeper was our top priority. Obviously, we had to get to South Lake Tahoe as soon as possible. Sending us to the Herrick farm the night before had eaten up a lot of time. It had been almost 48 hours since our run-in with the sleeper in the caves, and driving to South Lake Tahoe would take another 20 hours. But we weren't stopping. Mia drove for a while, and I napped until she needed a break. Then I took the wheel and drove while she slept. We took turns like this until finally reaching South Lake Tahoe. If you couldn't tell from the name, the town sat on the southern shores of Lake Tahoe, on the edge of the Californian border with Nevada. By the time we got into town, we had already booked a room as close to the hospital as we could find. It was around 9 in the morning at this point.
Alright, there's got to be some way we can check out the crime scene.
We are not getting anywhere near the hospital right now. There's a wooded RV park in back. I was thinking maybe we'd be able to go through there, but the entire area has been blocked off. The hospital and the campgrounds both have been totally evacuated.
Of course. It's a massive crime scene, and they've got no idea who did it. Hell, as far as they know, it could be a terrorist attack.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if the FBI and whoever else weren't already on the scene.
God damn it.
We can try getting in touch with some reporters.
Or just pose as reporters.
Oh, hang on.
What?
I've been refreshing the news constantly. The chief of police is holding a press conference. It's finally starting. Turn on the TV.
A few words for the magnitude of grief and loss felt by our community this morning. In all my years on the force, this is by far the most gruesome and disturbing act of violence I have ever seen. We are here to share as much information as we can with the public at this time. First and foremost, we can confirm the number of victims. This horrific act took the lives of 22 adults, a 9-year-old girl, and 6 newborn infants. 28 in total. No one in the maternity ward survived. We are not yet ready to release their names to the public, but all families of the deceased have been notified. Given the speed and brutality of this attack, as well as the number of victims, many have been speculating that this was the work of a gunman. However, there is no evidence that firearms of any kind were present within the hospital. As best as forensics can currently determine, these brutal attacks were carried out with at least 3 different bladed weapons, and every victim died of blood loss caused by multiple lacerations. We are still trying to establish a full, precise timeline of events, but what is known is that the assailant entered the hospital at approximately 2:46 a.m. and spent 7 minutes inside the maternity ward, moving from room to room. They were gone by 2:53 a.m. The scene was discovered at 2:58 a.m. The whereabouts and identity of the perpetrator are currently unknown. We are ready to take questions
Over
at this
here,
time.
sir, I have a question, sir, over here.
Is there any imminent danger to the community with this murderer still at large?
No. Federal agents are already on the scene and lending assistance. The department is currently all hands on deck and our officers are on high alert. Additionally, the National Guard is assisting us in conducting a massive manhunt throughout this county, as well as into Nevada. Rest assured, this individual cannot hide forever. We are doing everything in our power to bring the perpetrator of this heinous act to justice.
Over here, sir, I have a question. Do you have any suspects or a motive? Was it someone who worked at the hospital?
We have no concrete leads at this point, but we're not ruling anything out yet.
Sir, I have a question. What about the rumor that these were actually animal attacks?
As I've said, we're not ruling anything out, but that possibility is highly unlikely. No hospital staff heard the attack. There were no witnesses, no screams, no outgoing calls for help. It seems that the maternity ward was specifically targeted. Given the speed and efficiency of the assault, this was almost certainly a planned and highly coordinated attack by a well-trained, malicious individual.
Excuse me, what about the mutilations?
Yes, the infants were missing some appendages. All we confirm at this time is that several of the fingers were removed. Some sort of ritualistic or cult behavior is not out of the question.
Could you speak more about the security camera issues? Was this a cyber attack?
The only cameras not working were those in the vicinity of the attacks, so we do believe that the
Holy shit.
What?
Corpse dust.
What?
Corpse dust. It has to be.
What are you talking about?
After that guy told us the sleeper was a well, I guess I shouldn't say it. But when we were on our way to the farm, obviously I tried to do more research and find out anything I could. And those monsters, those things, part of the legend is that they made a poisonous powder called corpse dust. They would blow it into someone's face and it would kill them within a few days. The one thing that really stood out to me was how it was made.
Oh no.
The main ingredient was the ground up bones of infants, especially twins. Bones from the fingertips and the back of the skull.
Ah! Oh, I'm sorry.
We had already been pretty sure, but we were now 100% convinced this was the work of the sleeper. And that made them so much more evil than we could have ever imagined. So now we found ourselves in the middle of a waking nightmare, helpless bystanders to a massacre that we both felt responsible for. Our nerves were frayed, to say the least. On top of all that, we were both exhausted, and neither of us had eaten enough in the past 2 days. Not that either of us had much of an appetite.
I can't believe this.
This is all our fault. We should have tried fighting it in the cave.
Great idea. Then we could have been gutted like everyone at the hospital.
At least we would have tried something.
We need to get some sleep.
What, seriously?
Look at us. I'm exhausted. I know you are too. It's making us fight.
We can't sleep now. What if they get away?
It's been an entire day. They could already be long gone. And even if not, especially if not, we need to stay sharp. We can't fight them if we're both drained.
Yeah, okay. You're right. I'm sorry.
Me too.
So we finally got some real sleep. By the time we woke up, it was almost 8 at night. Our sleep cycle would be messed up for a few days, but that was the least of our concerns. I had been worried about what we might wake up to, but there hadn't been any new developments or attacks while we slept. Now that we were well rested, we knew that we also needed something to eat. We decided to go pick up food, get some fresh air, clear our heads, and since we were in a resort town, we decided we might as well drive down to the lake and enjoy the view while we ate.
I think I want to take a walk down by the water. I need to decompress before I go insane.
Could be good to clear our heads.
Would you just drop the act already? It's not funny.
What's going on?
You drop the act.
Are they fighting?
Sure. Wait a sec. Look.
There's nothing there.
Stop pretending you can't see it. You're gonna tell me you don't smell that?
As we stepped onto the beach, we noticed 2 people arguing further down the shore. Almost immediately, we saw what they were arguing about. Between the 2 of them was a large, dark shape. A creature, unmoving like a dead fish or a beached whale. But it wasn't any normal creature. We had stumbled right onto a dead cryptid.
Excuse me.
I think we can help.
Sir, just to get this right, you don't see anything?
No. Who are you? Did you seriously pay some actors to get in on this?
Sid, I've never seen these 2 in my life.
If there's nothing there, might I suggest just walking forward?
Fine. What the f*** was that? What's going on?
That's what I've been trying to tell you.
No, shut up. I'm out of here.
Sorry about that.
What the hell is going on? Who are you?
Well, honestly, you've made a very rare discovery. Monsters exist.
But not everyone can see them.
What? No way. You 2 are crazy. Hey, Sid, wait up. I'm so sorry.
Wow.
Yeah, that was awkward.
Weird, too. I know we've seen dead cryptids before, but we've never just randomly found a corpse.
No, this isn't random.
What do you mean?
I can't explain it. At least, not fully. You know how I said I'd be able to sense the sleeper if we got close to them again?
Yeah?
They're not here. But they were. They did this. I can tell. I know.
And they can turn into any person or animal they kill.
God damn. Yeah.
So now they can turn into a mosasaur.
Is that what this is?
I don't know. Looks like it. Whatever it was, you should probably take some notes before we head back.
Yeah, I guess so.
Mia did a quick sketch of the creature, more out of obligation than anything, and once she was done, we went back to our rooms. I decided to do some research. Until we got a better lead on the sleeper, I needed to keep myself busy. So, turns out there is a local cryptid, or maybe was. Tahoe Tessie.
Oh, for fuck's sake. What a stupid fucking name.
The legend dates back to 1890. There's been a handful of sightings over the past century, most of them in the 50s and the 80s. And apparently Jacques Cousteau went diving in Lake Tahoe once and encountered the creature. So that's something. And we're still confident in saying the sleeper killed it?
Yeah.
But you still can't explain how you know.
Nope. Describing my powers is hard at the best of times. It's like trying to describe a color you've never seen.
But it definitely wasn't a proximity thing. They weren't nearby.
I wish. That's a different sensation. I've been trying to pick up their signal since we got here. Oh, wait a minute. That's it.
What?
My powers!
What do you mean?
Okay, so I've been trying to find them, and normally I can only sense things if they're close enough. I need to go to sleep.
Already?
Something about my powers is different when I'm asleep. Who knows where in the world the Lucid Man is, but I've been able to reach out to him. And that time I had a nightmare, a vision of you being tortured, we were miles apart.
Right, and wait a sec, the Lucid Man is the one that found the sleeper in the first place.
Exactly! I guarantee they were both dreaming when he made first contact. I don't know if dreaming works like a signal amplifier, or maybe we tap into some kind of different wavelength, or what. It doesn't matter.
We need to get you back to sleep as soon as possible.
Yeah. I'm still pretty full from breakfast, or I guess at this hour it'd be dinner? Whatever. Let's turn up the heat a little, put on some white noise. I'll try my best.
We made sure Mia was nice and comfortable, and then we just waited. Well, I guess it was mostly me waiting. Before turning the lights off, Mia sent a mental note to both Fritz and Oddball so that they would behave themselves and be quiet while she tried to sleep. I knew it was out of my hands and I wouldn't be able to do anything until she woke back up, so I just tried my best to keep myself distracted on the computer while she slept. I wasn't sure when she finally dozed off, but around midnight, she woke up screaming.
Stop!
Mia,
No!
Mia, calm down. It's okay. You're okay. Hey, I got you.
I can't do this.
Mia, breathe. Listen to me. In, out. In, out. It took a few minutes, but I was finally able to get Mia calm enough to a point where she could talk again.
All right. I think I'm feeling better. Thank you.
Don't scare me like that. Did you find anything? Please tell me it worked.
Yeah. It wasn't a conversation, though, like with the Lucid Man. It was more of a snapshot, a glimpse into their mind, I guess. For just a second, I knew what they knew. And then they noticed me. They, attacked me, I guess? Not physically, obviously, but it sure felt real. I get the feeling they'll be on guard now. I won't be able to try that again.
A snapshot? What did you see?
Everything. I know what they're doing, what they're planning. We're gonna need all the help we can get.
Yes! Well done, Mia Miller! We can do this. We're finally gonna stop them.
No.
No?
This has gone too far. We're going to kill them. Field notes. Tahoe Tessie. Tessie was an aquatic reptile, just over 14 feet long. The creature had almost certainly been dead for less than a day, and we were still able to observe all of its features before decomposition or scavengers got to the body. The creature had a long, serpentine body and tail, with 4 small flippers and a triangular head. It had a small caudal fin on its tail and a small dorsal fin on its back. It was covered entirely in smooth, bluish-gray skin, with some lighter patches on its underside and subtle bands around its tail. Going off of Lucas's hunch, the creature does appear to have been a member of the mosasaur family. Lucas was adamant that I mentioned mosasaurs were not dinosaurs, and neither were any other aquatic or flying reptiles. They were actually most closely related to lizards and snakes. Much like whales, mosasaurs evolved from terrestrial animals whose limbs gradually developed into flippers. Aside from the long-necked plesiosaurs, they're probably the most well-known prehistoric sea creature. Mosasaurs came in a variety of sizes, ranging from 3 feet all the way up to 40 or 50 feet long. This specimen falls on the smaller end, but is still totally within range of known mosasaurs. Judging from the teeth, it was likely a carnivore, though we obviously can't say anything else for sure about its behavior. I should also mention that we weren't actively searching for any creatures, and the most interesting part about this discovery is that it confirms something I have long suspected. Cryptid detractors often point to the lack of dead bodies. Well, of the 2 people who happened upon its body, only one was able to see it. Whatever the enigma is, whatever aspect of it that can cloud people's perception, it seems that it, or the effect of it, remains in the body after a cryptid dies, which I guess doesn't really tell us anything by itself, but it's certainly interesting, and every bit of information is just another piece of the puzzle and another step closer to understanding the enigma. End field notes.
The Cryptid Cases has been a production of Little Giant Monsters. Find out more about us at littlegiantmonsters.com and by searching for Little Giant Monsters on social media. Every Monday after a new episode, we share a cryptid sketch, so be sure to look out for that. If you're enjoying the Cryptid Cases and want to help support us, find us on Patreon. Rewards include behind-the-scenes content, early access to episodes, and access to our Discord. A huge thanks to all our current patrons. Links to our Patreon, our merch, and other shows we're creating are all available on our website or in the description of this episode. Another way to support our work is through ratings and comments on Apple Podcasts and other podcast apps. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you again soon.